Hi, Anna. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting these essays for you. Let's take a look at what you've written here. This first one is about schools being more entertaining. Here's what you said. Schooling is necessary to nurture the next generation and prepare them for real life. I strongly agree that education should be enjoyable for the students. It is known to the public that Finland's success with education, where they implement a non-traditional education. In this essay, we'll discuss my opinion supported by the various researchers. Okay, so let's talk about this. I liked your first two sentences. I thought they were fine. And then this sentence grammatically was incorrect. And I also didn't feel like it particularly linked well to the rest of the paragraph. So what you've got is a paragraph that feels very choppy, meaning that it doesn't flow. So think about your paragraphs as like a chain where each link in the chain needs to be attached to the next and to the one before it. So here I didn't feel like that was happening. I felt like we just had the links, but they weren't like connected to the next in the chain. So we need to work on this a little bit. Let's see what we can do with it to change it around. School is necessary to nurture the next generation, prepare them for real life. I strongly agree that education should be enjoyable for students. Okay. In this essay, I will discuss my opinion supported by various research, including uh, Finland's Department of Education, where a non-traditional education is implemented. Okay, that works a little better. I'm not saying it's fantastic, but it works a little better. Okay, so let's keep going. Firstly, having a relaxing and uncompetitive education helps a new generation be well-rounded individuals. For instance, Finland starts class late with 15 to 20-minute breaks on each interval of subjects where they are free to eat, enjoy recreational activities, get up and stretch, grab some fresh air, and decompress for, not including lunch breaks. All right, get rid of the for. In addition, psychologists from Harvard, you don't need a comma here, also agree that children understand academics also to enhance their social skills and real life problem solving. Therefore, the system focuses more on real life scenarios rather than textbook concepts. Okay, this sounds lovely, and a lot of it was really well written, but you're not talking about entertainment here. What you're talking about instead is a non competitive, just kind of more relaxed environment. You've mentioned very little about entertainment in classrooms. Okay, they take a break, but that doesn't mean they're entertained during their break. Recreational activities could or may not be entertaining. Okay. So while I like where you're going with this, it wasn't entirely on topic. So this is an interesting thing that you need to know about IELTS. They're testing your vocabulary here indirectly. They're checking to see that you understand what is meant by entertaining. So what does entertaining mean? Entertaining means funny, amusing, fun, lighthearted, joyful. Okay? So, in fact, if you look up the word, you'll see a bunch of these synonyms here. So that's what you're looking for. How can school achieve education that can be described by these adjectives? Okay, and is that better than a school that focuses more on education and on academics? So that's what you're supposed to be talking about: fun, amusement, games, play. um, these are the things I want you to think about. Okay, all right. Secondly, Chinese education is known for its robust education system, whereas the students allocate 7 a.m. until 10 or 11 p.m. solely for study. All right, this is not a full sentence. This is a fragment. You should have combined these two together. But I don't even think whereas is the right word here, so let's try it differently. Secondly, Chinese education is known for its robust education system, where the students allocate from 7 a.m. until 10 or 11 p.m. solely for study from Monday to Saturday. The Ministry of Education of China, no comma, publishes books for every student to study, and these subjects are math, literature, English, chemistry, physics, Chinese, English, you already said English, history, literature, music, art, and physical education. Because of competitive and because of the competitive and demanding education, no comma, which results in 6.1% of dropouts yearly during the 6 years of compulsory education, and a cumulative rate of 45.3 of the pub. All right, this is not a full sentence. This is just a fragment. So I don't know where you're going with this. All right, you really need to be careful. Most of this population is mentally exhausted and choose to work at an early age. This clearly shows that robust education has its drawbacks and is not applicable to everyone. All right, so I probably would have put this paragraph first. You're showing us why this academics only education is not ideal. So this is your concession paragraph. I probably would have put it first. I also would not have used firstly and secondly. I would have said like just maybe nothing, and then here I would have said in contrast. So that would have been a better choice. But yes, most certainly I would have put this paragraph first, then I would have put this paragraph, but again, I would have made it talk about entertainment in school and not about this Finnish ideal of a relaxed education. Okay, so let's see. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that students who enjoy studying are more likely to learn and develop in a holistic sense. It is concluded that in Generation Z, most of the countries will implement the usage of multimedia aids to keep the students focused and interested in studying. Okay, I know that the goal is to use some sort of a prediction, but the prediction should really be based on something that you've already spoken about. This whole idea of multimedia aids is really out of left field. It's not something you've mentioned about, not something you've mentioned before. So maybe you could have said something different. Most of the countries will implement more entertaining methods in class. That would have been fine. Okay, so that's the feedback for your first essay. I want to go straight into the second one here. This is about doing an enjoyable activity with a child. Let's see what you said. Some parents encourage their offspring to be involved with various activities to pass time, one of which is reading, with a thought that it will okay. Now, I was really excited about this first sentence because grammatically it's advanced, it's accurate, it's really good. But you have to connect these two because this on its own is not a full sentence. All right, it's a fragment. So you've got to be careful with these fragmented sentences. I advocate. What are you trying to do here? I advocate, comma, apart from reading. I don't understand this sentence. I advocate apart from reading, there are more beneficial activities yet entertaining for children that will help them to reach a whole new level in life. Okay, grammatically, this has some issues. Part of it is word choice. I don't think you mean advocate. And then the rest of the grammar is just kind of cloudy. Okay, so how about this? I believe that apart from reading, comma, there are more beneficial activities which are also entertaining for children that will help them to reach a whole new level in life. It's not the most fluent sentence, but at least it's accurate and it gets across what you want to say. There are other ways you could have done this that I think would have been more fluent and maybe higher level. Okay. All right. This essay covers examples that support my opinion. Fine. Firstly, I believe that entertaining activities can stimulate children's skills, especially creativity. All right, take a look here. This is again, you can't do this here. It's a fragment. Okay. You could have said instead, for example, blocks. Let's see. For example, playing blocks are the foundation of spatial thinking and logical reasoning. The sophisticated version of this is robotics, where children learn to program and design. Design what? Them. What is the them referring to? That encourages them to be imaginative. Furthermore, recent research supports the idea that keeping the youth entertained will quench their curiosity, imagination, and logic, boost their confidence and perseverance in the process of building robots. Then it is clear to say that engaging in fun activities will trigger children's creativity and other cognitive skills in the process. Okay, so some of this is good, but you really are having an issue with some of these fragmented sentences. They're not full sentences. You have to remember that a full sentence needs to have a very clear subject and a verb. Okay. And then you can build off of that and use some of these more advanced structures like these participles, like relative clauses. So there's a lot of different things you can do, but you have to make sure that the basic elements of the sentence are there. Okay. Secondly, books offer a limited development of creativity, including curiosity, empathy, and imagination. All right, you've got limited here and limited here. Books are limited by the preference of the reader and also the availability of books. Furthermore, it is time consuming. All right, they are time consuming. These control the child's development and creativity. There are no studies that support the idea that children reading can be more artistic, hence, it will enhance their cognitive skills, social, emotional. I don't understand that sentence. I'm not really clear about this paragraph, what you're arguing here. Let's see. Advocate that. So you're saying that yes, reading, but also other activities. So here you're telling us that blocks and robots help develop creativity and cognitive skills. Fine. And then here you really confused me because I didn't know if you were saying that it doesn't really develop curiosity, empathy, and imagination, or it does. You says it offers a limited development. Maybe you're trying to say that. So confused. Let's see. Books are limited. Okay. Secondly, books offer limited development of creativity, including curiosity, empathy, and imagination, because the book itself depends on the preference of the reader and the availability of books. Full stop. Furthermore, reading is time consuming, and this controls the child's development and creativity. Why? There are no studies, and this confused me. So a lot of this confused me. It felt really underdeveloped. It felt like the development you had was rather choppy. And you can see that I've really had to work through your ideas to understand what it is you're arguing. Also, I was a little confused by the fact that you have a firstly and a secondly. It seems to me that you're arguing two opposite sides, this in favor of enjoyable activities, this in favor of books. So when that's the case, you don't want to use firstly and secondly. You want to use maybe nothing or maybe something like to begin. And then in the second paragraph, you want to use something like in contrast. So I didn't really understand the way this was organized. Let's keep going. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I strongly agree that engaging activities stimulate, no S, children's creativity and cognitive skills in an integrated way. It is foreseen that children who are exposed to amusing activities are more likely to pursue artistic or related careers. All right, that's good. I like that. Your conclusion was nice. It was clear. It was straightforward. So all that was well done. I do want you to work on some of the areas that we talked about, though. So let's talk about your next steps. Your next steps are to correct these essays based on the suggestions in this video. Then you want to start your error correction list with the mistakes in the corrected version next to the mistake. Then the third thing you want to do, of course, is to write a new set of essays incorporating everything you've been learning so far. So try to get all that done. Send it to us in the next day or so you can keep up your momentum. And we'll meet back here with your next set of essays. Good luck.